Okay. That's interesting. Things like this concern me slightly. So, if you don't know, Gun Media recently released a video saying that they were partnering with Bloober Team, who of course made Layers of Fear, which is apparently a good game, never played it, to, publish their new project. And, it's good. Gun Media are a smaller publishing house. They're not massive. They're not, EA or Activision. So, you thought, well, good. See what they've got to offer. Thought, I'll take a scroll down to the comments. That was my first mistake. Don't scroll down to the comments. So, scroll down there as you do, and it seems people are losing their collective shit. Save for one or two. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Gun Media don't really have a track record for fucking things up. Not yet, anyway. Hopefully not. So, with Gun Media partnering with this, of course, there is a lot of misconception. A lot of misconception that this is a sign they are abandoning Friday the 13th, which I'm pretty sure they're definitely not, seeing as, it's one of their main projects. It's probably one of the most consumer-dependent projects, because it was not only, of course, made for the consumers to purchase, but it was also made and funded, just funded, by the consumers through Kickstarter. So, we go through the comments, and we've got some interesting ones. Some usual ones. Oh, not Friday. Okay. The hell is this? Thought it was Friday. It's Monday. The relatively normal ones. You'd expect something from Gun Media to be about Friday the 13th, seeing as most of their posts are about Friday the 13th. In this case, of course, it's not. But, you scroll a little bit further down. Great update on Jason X and everything else like Paranoia. What about Project Friday the 13th? Honestly, I feel like you guys should focus on Friday the 13th right now. Your game is going to die. That moment when you start making a new game, even though the current game you're working on isn't even finished all the way. When a publishing house starts making a new game. So, obviously people are, a bit het up about this, seeing as, obviously with, the last 10 years in the history of video game publishers, it hasn't been great. It really hasn't been great. I'm not naming any names. So basically, they seem to think that Gun Media are abandoning Friday the 13th in favour of making this new game with Bloober Team, who, of course, made Layers of Fear, which, again, apparently, very good. So, it's a bit weird people would think this, because as a publishing house, you need to be able to constantly, well, not constantly, but you need to be able to publish projects that will make money, otherwise you'll go under. Gun Media, they're heard of, they're known in the industry, but they're not massive. They're not your EAs, they're not your Ubisofts, they're not your Activisions. So, to keep afloat, they can't just be expected to survive on Friday the 13th. And, you see a lot of talk nowadays, especially about publishers make so much money. And yes, publishers make shitloads, especially the massive ones. EA, Activision, and Ubisoft make a killing. They make a ridiculous amount, and they still treat the consumer like shit for the most part. Apart from Ubisoft, shout out Rainbow Six Siege, ha. Delete Outbreak packs. So, when Gun Media take on a new project like this, it's somewhat understandable that people would think that this is a whole new venture to get away from Friday the 13th, to move away from that whole shenanigans. It's not like the game's growing in popularity and player numbers. It's not like big updates have driven more people to the game. Oh my god, the game's dying. The game's not dying. It's alive. Jason lives. So, really, this is a lot about nothing. So, with Gun Media publishing a new title, they're literally just putting some marketing budget to it, putting their name on it, and it'll help the new title sell. It will. Layers of Fear was apparently really good, but a few people didn't hear of it, especially me. And the main reason it got popular, I'd say, is because it had fairly good reviews. It was a fairly well-respected game when it came out. And if you want to capitalise on that, you kind of have to seek a publisher, from what I understand anyway. And I think Good Media's probably a good publisher for that. They've got history in the horror genre anyway, so it's not a bad publisher. And if we look into the comments, there's a pretty telling comment that says it all from the guys over at Slash and Cast. Guys, they are publishers, not developers. Of course they can be involved in more projects than just Friday the 13th. And there you go. They're publishers. They're not developers. It's not like they're moving developer assets from Friday the 13th to this new game with Bloober Team to make this the next multi-million-dollar franchise. They're not. Good Media, yeah, they're heavily involved in making Friday the 13th, but they don't control any actual dev power. They're publishers. Will the marketing money take away from marketing for Friday the 13th? Possibly. But at this point, Friday the 13th's been... well, it's been in its launch cycle and its play cycle for so long, it doesn't really need as much marketing as a new project. So, it's understandable that people would kind of, have this really knee-jerk reaction. Well, understandable for the most part. Why not Friday the 13th update fix bugs? Not a boring game to show us. Dude, you released the Paranoia trailer 3 months ago. Get your heads out of the millions of dollars you made off Friday the 13th and give the content you promised before making a new damn game. You tell them, LLLJJJ. You tell them. It's not like there's been no updates on Paranoia. There have been no updates. Go watch my Paranoia update video. There's been no updates. Why? Looks like Friday the 13th really is dead. This video needs more downvotes. They're moving all their workers off Friday the 13th to work on this now, which means almost zero new updates and no new content. Reply from Gun Media. This is incorrect. Really? Where are you getting the workers from then? Because if I remember correctly, Friday the 13th is currently broken and not getting any patches for the next 3 months. Fix your game. Add paranoia mode. Fix the offline AI. They are shit. Add more content, because people subscribe to this channel know how badly you treated Friday the 13th, and you need to put a lot of effort into earning their trust back. Oh boy. Alright, last comment I'm going to read. Yeah, publishing. So they can't put more money into Friday the 13th development. Things like community managing, bug fixes, content drops, etc. are severely lacking. They need to pump more money into this game, not invest in an entirely new IP. I said it was understandable. And for some point it is to have this kind of, knee-jerk reaction to something you don't like, especially if it's a project you're really heavily invested in. I would love Friday the 13th. I don't play it as much as I'd like to, but it's a good game, I'd say. It's much better than it is now, than when it launched. And, I'd say it's definitely got potential to become a game that can last quite a while, especially in the asymmetrical horror survival genre, which, as of last year, was seeming fairly well packed, and with the release of last year coming at any point between tomorrow and the next decade, Friday the 13th could have some, serious competition coming up, but I think they're in a good place to be ready to deal with it. So when people come along and say that investing in a new IP is taking money from Friday the 13th and putting it into the IP, it's possible. It's possible that Gun Media would take some money that was dedicated to Friday the 13th, or would have been given to Friday the 13th, to give to this new IP. But the new IP sells. If the new IP sells well, that's more money. You've invested for a profit. You invest the profit back into it. Are Gun Media trying to kill off Friday the 13th? Is it the end? No. It's not. It's not the end. Not yet, anyway. And if we're being honest, Gun Media have been fairly good to us. Well, fairly good. Really, they've been how publishers should be. They've kept microtransactions to a minimal, they've charged upfront for the game, and that's that. There's been some server issues, there's been some game-breaking bugs. There have been definitely some issues with Friday the 13th, but overall, Gun Media have been pretty good publishers so far. And if this new project turns out to be anything as good as Friday the 13th currently is, or even better, I think Gun Media are setting themselves up well for success. So anyway, that's about all from me today. Let me know if you like this new-ish style of video. I probably won't be doing it too often, but you know, this is a different topic. I didn't really want to put gameplay behind this. So yeah, if you've enjoyed, leave a like. Let me know what you think of this new format and of Gun Media's new project in the comments below, and don't forget to check out the channel whilst you're there. I upload Ark, Rainbow Six Siege and Friday the 13th content regularly. I'm trying to upload more regularly. It's a bit hectic at the moment, bear with me. So if you like what you see on the channel, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to be the first to see when I next post. So again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.